he can get that. Bro, oh my god, leave me alone. Yo, stop calling for the fucking ball. What are you doing? Nicholas, you're done. Henry. Try to get on my stream somehow. Bro. I just chased down a slasher with his takeover.
I just saw that too.
Did you see it?
Yeah. I'm missing it right when you said it.
It's not showing me anybody's in here.
I'm in here. Your teammate shooting free throw right now. What's your camera setting on?
My career default.
Ew.
Don't change her settings.
Huh?
Do not change her settings.
For build account?
Do not do that. She does not know how to put it back.
Alright, I'll put it back.
Bro, like that guy is doo-doo.
James, this isn't Ayla's account.
I know it's not. Oh shit, what the fuck?
Yeah, one of yours
So I can change it, right?
Yeah, it's not her account. Yo, Henry, did you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I see him.
There you go. Oh, that's
They're reaching. They're triple teaming.
The center and everything. I'm the only shooter on my team, do you see?
Yeah.
Got a fucking slasher, facilitating finisher, glass cleaner finisher, and a fucking rim protector.
Hey, it's the holiday, so hey. Oh, you almost made that after.
Alright, Henry. You know what I gotta do now, right? What do I gotta do, Henry? Tell chat what I gotta do. Henry,
Yeah.
tell the stream what I gotta do.
I don't know what you gotta do.
He don't follow. I gotta punish these boys. Y'all are not gonna let me have a fucking ISO, are y'all? No, they're not. Even the AI is doubling. Even the AI is doubling? What the fuck is this? Who is it?
Is Ayla here?
No, she went to the store real quick.
Huh?
She went to the store real quick.
What?
She went to the store real quick.
Oh, I can't hear you, baby. I can hear I'm sorry.
Henry, you liked that move, didn't you?
Yeah. I ain't watching your screen right now.
Oh yeah, you're good.
What's this game called?
Fortnite.
Oh, you're playing this. What, they kill people on this?
Yeah.
And you could do, and you could drive cars and all. Why do I gotta press B to confirm? I mean, I just needed to talk to you.
This nigga wingspan, bro.
That's cool.
Without down.
Yeah, she just went to the store for a second. Henry.
Yeah.
Dunk Fest, I'm gonna stream. I'm gonna be on my big man. Could you be
When Dunk Fest?
Wednesday,
What today is?
Monday?
Monday?
Yes, sir. In 2 days. Okay.
She talks to me, but I talk to her, I'm good to go. It's a woman thing.
Yeah.
No, that God dang it. No, no.
Give me the fucking ball. Like, they're the ones that's selling me right now. Confirm edit on release, yes.
Yeah, because...
Why are you keeping it off? You gotta put it on.
Huh?
You gotta put it on, so you don't have to confirm with B.
I put it... Oh, yeah, I did. I got going where? Yeah, you...
Confirm edit on release. Down. Right there.
Yeah.
Press triangle. Yes, our whole team has takeover. That account don't have anything good in it.
I know.
Down by 3, down by 6. No, down by 5.
Oh my on,
Yo, can y'all stop calling for the fucking ball?
Dude, oh my God. Zach is fast. What the heck, dude?
Oh
That
my
nigga Zach on
god.
T-Hype, he's fast, dude. That nigga took. Oh, bro.
Yo, stop calling for the ball, bro. I'm the guard. I know how to run it. Yes, I've been messing up. I've been lagging. I got it. Stop calling for it. I got y'all. I can see y'all. Tied up, Henry. You need to watch the stream. You need to get back on the stream.
Huh?
We're tied up. 48-48. Oh, the AI just snatch blocked one of them. Flashy pass to a dunk. Let's go. AI rim protector just snatch blocked one of them, and he hits a 3 in my face. Like, I'm not sitting right there. Another stop. Nicholas, all you're doing is wasting mats. I got full bar and wreck. Are you serious? No way. He sucks. Bro, I hate this. Bro, No way! Bro, what the fuck? Get off of my dick! Give me the fucking ball! Bro, these niggas is fucking dick riders, bro. Come on, I dare you pass that shit to the corner. Oh my god, 2K, why are you giving these bitches every fucking thing, bruh? God! So fucking gay, bro. Look at this shit. Come on, with your trash ass fucking free throw. Right there in the cut. Man, this is gay! Nick, you suck. Got a snatch block.
Oh, that's the thing.
Keep giving that shit to the fucking AI, my guy.
James, where's the corner thing? I can't see the corner thing.
What?
Remember how you shoot and you can see the aiming thing? Well, I don't see it.
Bro, like you're selling right now, bro. I didn't even know I had the fucking ball. I'm not even fucking paying it. Come on, get off my dick. God damn. Just spamming your fucking life away. And then that. Hey, go to the controller with the settings. The controller with the settings bar around it, Nick. Stop fucking calling timeout, nigga. Bro, twos ain't gonna fucking cut it. Stop calling it from the fucking AI, bro. He's crowded in the paint. My fucking God. I don't know, bro. Now these niggas gonna hold the fucking ball because y'all dumbasses wanna fucking stop. God, bro. Bro, these niggas is fucking ass. You gonna call the fucking ball from the AI while you sitting in the paint wide the fuck open. And then you're giving it to a fucking slasher, dumbass. Oh. Oh my god, they're fucking garbage. Fucking lost to niggas that can't even fucking play, bro.
Yeah. Caleb wanted you, Jaden.
Only took 3 fucking threes, bruh.
Yeah.
Rest of that shit was fucking 2s and they allowed that shit. Alright.
Undo your thing. Your account won't activate.
Bro, this is gay, bro.
That's what Cat was playing. You and Cat was playing Dragon Ball.
Bro. Oh my god. Get on 2K, bro. I'm tired of fucking losing. When niggas don't feel like getting on, we still get the fuck on.
Look, I don't feel like getting on, but I get on.
We meet right at 2K.
Look, Jay,
But when
I
you
am
tell
a
niggas to
gamer,
hop
bro. I am a
on,
gamer.
we hop on.
I am a gamer. I don't care. I push myself.
Yes, you do. What y'all niggas playing? 2K? Oh. Damn. Y'all trying to play this? Or if we're on Fortnite, no, shut up, no, shut up, no, And when we're on fucking Fortnite, yo ass be like, what y'all playing Fortnite? Damn, y'all trying to play 2K? I don't think we hop on the fucking 2K, so shut up.
I remember that. No, I remember that. I remember that.
Take care. A car with a trailer can be seen driving on a small road. Maggie is sleeping in the car.
Not
and her
really.
mother Erica is driving her and their dog to a new home, back where her mother grew up. The following morning, the two of them are preparing for school and for work. Maggie gets to school, and as soon as the bell rings for class, she gets lost in the hallways. She finds a
I got some
student
stuff
wheelchair
to watch on
and helps her
Netflix.
with it. During lunch break, Maggie is too nervous to join the other kids in the lunchroom, so she decides to leave the library.
I just need some
The
money.
popular kids go inside. Haley introduces herself to her and invites her to a party.
Hold on, bro.
Maggie
I'm
declines
watching
her
the
invite,
Legends,
telling
bro.
her that she'll be going to
Jaden,
a
bro,
music
the Flash is
festival.
over with, man. I'm watching the
Haley
Legends of
teases her
tomorrow,
a little and
man.
leaves with the others. Simultaneously,
Season, they're supposed to have a season 8 for Flash.
She tries to get used to her new job. The next day, Erica is stopping around the house, dressed for work and looking for something.
Different, where you at?
That she has to work and they won't be going to the festival.
I joined your
The
poll.
kid decides to text Haley about
Different.
the party, and later she picks her up in a van from her house.
James,
There are 3
different.
others in the van.
Where you at?
Daryl, Andy, and Chaz. They inform her
What?
that instead of a party, they'll
I joined
drive
your
around
poll.
and get drunk.
Join my squad invite.
Daryl is trying to get someone to buy them liquor in front of a store, while the rest of them are still in the van. He can't make anyone buy them booze, so they decide to let Maggie try. She's unsuccessful in the beginning too, but suddenly a woman
different
with a dog,
name is
Sue,
James.
approaches and Maggie asks her to buy them the booze. The woman is reluctant and doesn't want to do it. Then Andy comes out of the van and they have a little exchange in which he manages to
What
convince
we
her to
doing?
do
We
it.
playing Rick?
They wait for her in the van with her dog, and she brings their booze in a box. As she leaves, Chaz tells Andy that Sue has a crush on him. They drive off when suddenly she stops them and gives them their
What?
change back. The kids arrive at the best drinking spot in town.
What
Andy
did
and
you say?
Maggie
What?
chat a
What?
little, making a connection. Meanwhile, Sue Ann
I
is
don't know.
checking who the kids are on Facebook. When she finds the number for Andy's
Different.
dad's
What's your last
security
name?
company, her boss yells for her to come and help. A bit later, she calls the number and Andy's dad, Ben, picks up. She tells him that his son might be out drinking. Her boss comes in and yells at her for being on the phone instead of working and tells her to leave for the day. The kids are
Hey, I'm
already
waiting
drinking in
for
the
you
spot
after that.
when suddenly a police car arrives. The cop tells them that somebody told him that they were there. He frisks Andy and tells him that his dad sent him there, but because he doesn't like him, he will give them 10 minutes to pack up and leave before he comes back to check. Later, Erica waits for Maggie at home and instantly starts scolding her for smelling her pot. They argue about the decisions Maggie is making, but she gets the last word and storms out.
Yeah.
The next day, Erica drops her
Different.
dog off
Step
at
up
the
to
vet
the
where
door.
Sue-Ann promises to take care of him well. Sue-Ann watches her leave and her boss yells at her again for not doing her job. That night, Erica asks Maggie if she wants to watch movies with her, but she says she will go out. Her mom tells her to call her if she needs a ride back home, promising she won't be mad. Later, Maggie is with her friends in the van and they're waiting for Sue-Ann to get them booze from the store again. They see her putting the box in her truck when she comes over and tells them to meet her down the road for the handoff. The kids follow her to a house and Andy gets out to get the booze. When he comes back, he tells his friends that Sue-Ann has invited them to drink in the basement. They decide to do it.
I'm here, bro.
She says that she
Man,
would
I'm
rather
waiting
they
for you,
drink
nigga.
safely with her supervision. Sue-Ann tells them her house rules.
I'm at the
No
rec
cussing,
door.
no spitting on the floor, and no going upstairs to the house. She also takes Andy's keys, so she can check if he's fit to drive before they leave. Daryl calls her ma and asks for some snacks as she walks out of the basement. They instantly start drinking and taking photos of themselves in the basement. Sue-Ann checks their Instagram to see what they're posting, then walks back down with the snacks. Chaz antagonizes Sue-Ann, telling her that she can fix up the basement better for partying, but she decides to show him something even cooler than that. She takes out a gun and points it straight to his face, then tells him to strip completely. When he does that, Sue-Ann laughs at him and says that the gun doesn't even work. Everyone relaxes and Chaz asks Ma if they're cool, but she hasn't decided yet. Before they leave, she checks Andy if he's sober enough to drive, and Maggie thanks him politely for letting them stay. She greets them off. Sue-Ann has a flashback of the time she was a teenager and a bunch of popular kids asked her to join them in the best drinking spot. The next day, Sue-Ann is in her basement where she finds her old high school yearbook, then looks for Maggie on Facebook, as well as her mother. Later, she's at the casino where Erica works. Erica serves two customers who turn out to be her high school friends. It's Ben and his girlfriend Mercedes.
Yo, Henry, what are you doing?
Nigga, I'm waiting for you, bro. I'm at the rec.
Sue-Ann sees that there's a fuss going on where they're standing, with Erica being very uncomfortable in the situation. Eventually, the security guard makes Ben take Mercedes out of the casino. Sue-Ann seems to know them too. Later, Stu has come over Erica's house to pick her up and take her to a seminar. She'll be gone for a few days, so she tells Maggie to be good and not happy.
Luga is now in Fortnite champion.
Yo, why ain't you using your mom account, Caleb? Your mom got Netflix. Tell Sierra to put it in there or something. I can give you my mom's, but you ain't getting them. Jenna, look, I heard a TikTok If you go outside, throw a football, I caught it. I'm a ghost. I'm gonna be there. Caleb, I'm right behind you.
Henry, what happened?
Me 3 times, and I'm right there.
No.
Now you may. I'm here. Hey, gotta look back in the wreck. Bro, I don't have no phone to be written in this song just to get into the game, so this needs to hurry up and get into a game to hop on another game. If I'm not hop on another game,
No, you're not.
today taking way too long, man.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
And I don't have nothing to like much besides the TV. I have a phone, I have a tablet, I have a computer, I got TV, PlayStation. I turn my PlayStation off and watch TV on the TV. What we got?
Guns, can you finish your paint, beast, P-lock, play shot, and a sharpshooter? Nicholas, he's still alive.
Still alive?
Nicholas, my brother Nick is playing Fortnite. He dipping on you. Pull them on. Don't drop it. Don't drop it.
I'm surprised. Which one do y'all think is harder? Being a gamer or like being a singer? Being a gamer, you have to like decide
singer.
what type of content. If you don't like,
I think both is hard. Is like I think both is equally hard because one,
yes.
being a rapper or a singer or any type of artist, you have to have patience and you gotta get creative with your projects. And being a gamer, it's hard to create content if you ain't got nothing to do. If you ain't got no content to create, if you can't think of nothing. That's the hard part, is when you're sitting there thinking about it, trying to figure out what you want to do. And it's hard, because you don't know what you're going to do. That's why it's always good to have like a group of people to play with because they can slap you some ideas. You can do it with them.
Yeah, and that's y'all right there. Imagine me actually in the gym. Bro, imagine the future style.
Bro, imagine with me more subscribers than I do have now. But no. Their center quit. Their center was a shooter.
Listen, bro. We gonna win. Oh,
no, we're
my
not.
God. Oh, my God, different.
They're the same as us. They're the same as us. They don't have takeover booster. They don't have takeover booster. They don't have takeover booster.
Yeah, but they got Showtime. They got look at all the 2 ways and jump they got.
Nicholas, you're dumb.
They got Showtime. Oh. I hope our big got Showtime. I hope our 2 bigs got Showtime. I'm going Elite 2.
I got an Elite 2 too. And he has lock take. Can you give me the ball?
Okay.
Thank you.
Hey look, Van got his account, Solomon. You can use Roshan's account.
This is how we doing.
I don't have his account no more.
Damn,
but,
my guy even quit.
Rashawn's account is unbanned, that's why I'm just... I'm on PK.
Shit.
Probably in a little bit. Hey, you low-key gotta give me some weapons on the road.
There's only one person left.
Oh, no, Kel, don't worry about it. I asked Jaden. I don't want to steal it. Is it me or it's so delayed, bro? I feel so delayed. Hey, why everybody leaving?
Oh no.
Oh! I'll take it. It could be a power outage because Jaden got off and all these other people start leaving. Different, you restarted your game?
No.
It says you're all on PlayStation.
Where you at?
I won. I got it. I won. I need some chapstick, bro. My
We should talk to our mother-in-law. Leave her alone. Like so much. Literally, I was doing
That's the time.
Nigga! Get your mom! Ma! Come get your son. He trying to fall asleep on my couch. Are you coming? Nicholas, keep your ass up. Don't you dare try to fall asleep, nigga.
I'm on my phone now, you
Hey,
idiot.
what's happening, Ken? This is her. Just reaching out to you from Fight Island. Hey, man, thanks for appreciating me and all that I do. You know, so here, right here, I give you a little glimpse of Fight Island, a little octagon back. And we got a little beach going on here. It's nice. So there's gonna be some fights coming up soon. And thanks for appreciating me. Thanks for appreciating my contribution as an athlete to the sport. My place is a referee, and I enjoy
Yeah,
that.
appreciate
Check
this.
me out at all times.
I know.
Dean is possibly the greatest referee in MMA history. The man who is known for making the right calls in most fights is regarded as the gold standard for MMA refereeing, and he has been credited as the best by many news outlets and UFC president Dana White. Prior to becoming a UFC ref in 2004, he himself was an MMA fighter, but obviously that career has been completely overshadowed. So how good was Herb Dean actually? Hey guys, it's Keon, and today we're going to talk about Herb Dean. This was a video I really wanted to do because many MMA fans know who he is due to the many high-profile fights he ref, but I'm sure many don't know about his MMA career. So in this video, we'll take a look at that, and we'll also take a look at his career as a referee. But before we get to it, as always, shout out to the unsweetened members of my Patreon. There are a lot of perks you can get at the Again Assembly. Herb tried to get a hold of the guillotine before securing a rear naked choke while the two were standing. Honestly, credit to Randy for trying to get out even though the choke was deep. Regardless, Herb held on enough to force the tap, ending him his first pro win. After this, Herb became an MMA ref when he called fights for a King of the Cage event on November 1st, 2002. He came back 15 months later to fight Joe Riggs. There's absolutely no footage of this fight anywhere, so I decided to ask Herb what happened and if the stoppage was good.
So you're asking about one of my fights, Joe Riggs, great guy, beat me fair and square. I can't lie to say it was any other thing but it. He had more experience and he was a good, strong fighter. I had a lot of fun, but he got me with a big throw and dazed me and fair and square.
Following his first pro loss, he made his debut as a UFC ref. You would think he'd stop fighting after landing such a role. But 4 months later, he came back and fought Timothy Mendoza. The two immediately clinched up with Herb connecting with some knees. Mendoza tried to take the fight down, but Herb denied it and threw more knees before securing a takedown. He immediately mounted Mendoza and threw some heavy ground and pound. Herb tried to get a hold of a rear naked choke, but was unable to do it, so both men got back to their feet. He tried to suplex Mendoza, but that was not going to happen due to his size, so he ended up just spinning out. But Herb kept the pressure going by throwing punches and kicks. He eventually took the fight down where he controlled Mendoza for the remainder of the round and almost locked in an Americana. In the second round, Herb pressed forward with more kicks and punches. All were left unanswered by Mendoza. Herb took the fight down again and threw more ground and pound. The fight got back up and both men looked tired at this point, but Herb had enough to secure another takedown. After some more ground,
Why the fuck did you coming in here hitting me?
Because my mom told her when she comes in to beat you up.
So I could imagine
Don't hit her.
the best times in Herb
Her
Dean's
grandmother
MMA
told her
career.
to.
Not only was he coming off a win, but he was also a referee for one of the biggest MMA promotions in the world, which is why it comes to no shock that his next fight was more than 2 years later. He traveled to South Korea to fight Jung Yoo Choi. Herb opened the fight up with some kicks. He then connected with a right hand that knocked Choi down to the mat. Herb rushed in and began throwing ground and pound.
He did, but he got off because he was dozing off.
Check up on him. Herb was good to go, so the fight resumed, but on the feet, which was unfair as Herb was dominating on top position. But he still found success on the feet as he continued to throw kicks. Then he attempted to take down and got clipped with a punch on the way down. Choi was now mounted on top and attempted an Americana, but Herb was able to reverse the position. The two got back up, but Choi was taken down immediately. Herb remained on top until the end of the round. In the beginning of round 2, both men began swinging, but Choi connected with a right hand that rocked Herb and forced him to clinch. After more right hands from Choi, he got taken down. From there, Herb threw ground and pound, but for some reason, the ref stood the fight up again. The two swung wildly once more before they clinched up. This time, Choi secured the takedown and mounted Herb. From there, he attempted an Americana, and as much as Herb tried to defend it, Choi eventually locked it in, which forced a tap. 9 months later, Herb went to London, England to fight Dave Legino at Cage Rage 22. From the start, Dave was the aggressor as he pressed forward. Herb attempted the takedown, but that was denied with ease.
These niggas was not trying to fucking pass.
This forced Herb to move backwards and force some shots. But it wasn't enough to stop Dave's pressure. Herb attempted another takedown, and even though he was hard to secure it, he finally did and began throwing ground and pound.
What?
Attempted a D-bar, but was unable to lock it in. From there, he attempted a heel hook, but to no success. He remained on top, throwing punches until the end of the round. It was very competitive, but unfortunately, Herb couldn't continue.
Go to game chat, Henry.
So the fight was stopped before going into the second round. This was
You
also
get this
Herb's
shit off
last
my side when I
MMA
hang
fight
your brother.
before committing to being his reason being that someone told him being a fighter and after being a conflict of interest. So after going 2
Can I do
years
what?
as an MMA fighter, after was Herb Dean.
Hey, look, come here.
I was really impressed with his kicks. I didn't take Herb as a guy who could throw head kicks at aside from his loss to Joe Riggs, which he says was fair and square, his other loss to Joe Choi was controversial in my opinion, as the ref stood the fight up twice when Herb was on top position. This gave Choi the opportunity to take the fight down himself and secure the submission. And his loss to Dave Legino was pretty competitive before Herb had to pull out due to an eye injury. And if there's anyone I trust in stopping their own fights, it would definitely be Herb Dean. But let's say he won those fights, his record would have been 4-0, which is pretty impressive for a man who was also reffing MMA fights. But I would still give his MMA career a 5 out of 10, as we could only imagine how successful he would have been as a fighter. But that was a route he decided not to take, as he said himself that no one was going to miss him as a fighter. And that decision proved to be
Angel, what?
especially with the career that he has built as an MMA referee, which is one that pays him $500,000.
You haven't been on Fortnite
Yeah,
either, have
he
you?
definitely made the right decision. But obviously, did he get there without showing the world why he was the best ref in MMA? Some highlights that he had as a referee include the fight between Frank Mir and Tim Sylvia. It was Herb's first time refereeing the UFC Championship bout. 50 seconds into round 1, Mir locked up a tight armbar that forced Herb to immediately stop the fight, as he heard a snap in Tim's forearm. The stoppage was protested by Sylvia and the crowd, and the doctor said nothing was wrong. The call was then reviewed on the big screen, which showed that Tim's forearm did in fact break, but it was almost undetectable due to the camera angle. But credit to Herb for sticking with his decision, regardless of the initial backlash. This call has been regarded as the greatest of all time by Dana White and many MMA fans. Another huge call by Herb Dean was in the fight between Gabriel Gonzaga and Mirko Cro Cop. Although there was some controversy surrounding his decision to stand up to fight while Gonzaga was in dominant position, that isn't remembered due to how fast Herb stopped the fight after Mirko Cro Cop got knocked out cold by Gabriel's head kick. The speed of this stoppage was crucial due to the way Mirko landed unconscious on his foot that pinned under his body in a 180-degree angle. But Herb immediately released Mirko's foot, which prevented any serious injuries. A more recent example of a good call by Herb was during the fight with Jared Cannonier and Anderson Silva. Jared threw a leg kick that dropped Silva immediately before Herb rushed in to stop the fight. Considering that Cannonier could have thrown more punches, that extra damage was avoided due to Herb's quick thinking and action. You can also say the same for when Anderson Silva fought Chris Weidman and broke his leg even worse in that fight. But once again, Herb saved him from any extra damage from Weidman. This and many more has led to Herb Dean becoming the go-to name for reffing high-profile fights. But having a resume of close to 6,000 fights as an MMA referee has to come with some controversy. And we can use Chris Weidman as an example of this when he fought Luke Rockhold. Near the end of the 3rd round, Chris was eating a lot of ground and pound shots from Luke. Many believe the fight should have been stopped, but instead it went to the 4th round, where punishment continued before Herb finally stepped in. The damage that Weidman took in this fight could have been the reason for his following losses, as he was in the same fight after. One of Herb's most recent errors that he took accountability for was the stoppage between Ben Askren and Robbie Lawler. First off,
coming up,
you could
Harry.
say that the initial slam and ground and pound for Robbie should have been enough to stop the fight, but the real controversy was the finish by Ben Askren, who had a tight bulldog choke that forced Herb Dean to step in. Honestly, the way Robbie's arm dropped down really made me think that he went unconscious, so I would have made the same decision as Herb if I was in his position. But once Ben released the choke, Robbie immediately stood up and began to protest. Herb has also refereed fights for Bellator, and one controversial call he made was the stoppage between Georgie Karakhanyan and Bubba Jenkins. Georgie had in a tight guillotine choke and begged to stop the fight as Bubba was unconscious. Now this is another hard decision to make because there was a chance that Georgie could have been lying. So Herb had to confirm himself, but that resulted in the choke being held on for longer. I can go through more examples on his controversial calls, but in general, he doesn't have as many compared to other referees, which is impressive considering how long he's been in the sport and the number of high-profile fights he's had to call. And his experience as a fighter has even more credibility, as he has a fight IQ unlike most of these other referees who have never fought before. That's why I will give his career as a ref a 9.5 out of 10. He deserves all the credit in the world for creating a legacy in this field of the sport, which is one that is not rewarding if you think about it. One bad call as an MMA referee can easily overshadow 10 good ones, which puts these people in a position of hate more than appreciation. So credit to them for taking the role. Most people wouldn't want to do it. And the job itself requires fast reaction time, which Herb definitely has, but considering the number of fights he calls in a year, there has to be days where he's not on his A game, which leads to some controversial calls. But Herb's good calls were so monumental that it set the standard on how to do the job. He has won Referee of the Year 6 times at the World MMA Awards, and that's out of 9 times they gave that award. The biggest thing I want people to take away from this video is that being the perfect ref in MMA is almost impossible, but Herb Dean is definitely the closest to it. My name is Keon, and this is my take on how good Herb Dean actually was. Do you agree, disagree, or have something else to add? Please put it in the comments down below, because I love to read it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't have.
So, do I?
Harry.
Fight fans, welcome back. So, the inflated balloon animal. Oh, it certainly helps. You get back.
Not blue desert her.
I aim and fire. Down the back.
I don't think it's much of a hot take to say that MMA fighters are intimidating. These are people who train every single day to physically harm with lethal efficiency, using only the bodies they've honed into finely tuned death machines. But there are some fighters amongst the ranks that, be it for their sheer physicality, their demeanor, or the sense we get that they just cannot be stopped, go far beyond the expected level of intimidation and move into a category of downright terrifying. And today, we're going to count down those fighters who left their opponents and the fans waking up in the middle of the night with a cold sweat. I'm Tommy from MMA On Point, and these are the top 10 most intimidating fighters in MMA history. Number 10, Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell is a bizarre mixture of someone that looks like you'd want to have a beer with and watch football, but also someone you would not want to see in a dark alley in the middle of the night. Liddell is an intimidating presence, and in many ways embodies exactly what people expect a cage fighter to look like, especially during the everything was barbed wire and skulls era of the sport during the 2000s. He had a mohawk, he looked like an athlete, but at the same time he looked a bit like a barroom brawler. He was rough around the edges. Chuck didn't have a traditional looking stance. He used his wrestling predominantly to keep a fight standing so he could punch you in the face more, and more than anything, more than his look, more than his intimidating stare down, his fearlessness, what made Chuck Liddell so intimidating was that he was a finisher. He was going to put your lights out, and he was going to do so with a barrage of nasty strikes that were going to hurt. During his legendary run from 2004 to 2006, Liddell TKO'd every single opponent he fought, stringing together 7 finishes in a row. It just seemed like there was nothing you could do. He wasn't going to let you do what you wanted. He was going to force you into his game and then punish you for playing it. The raw emotion in Liddell celebrations after his brutal finishes only added to the intimidation factor. Chuck in his prime represented pain, and if you fought him in that era, you were going to feel it, and you were damn sure going to be intimidated by it beforehand. Number 9, Rampage Jackson. All fighters are strong, all fighters are athletes, but not everyone can destroy someone on the scale of Rampage Jackson in his prime, and probably no moment better demonstrated than when he knocked Ricardo Arona out cold with a vicious slam at Pride Critical Countdown 2004. You're not supposed to be able to do that, but Rampage made it look as easy as a powerbomb in pro wrestling. Jackson was violence personified during his prime in Pride. He was fun and lighthearted outside of the ring, but as soon as it was time to make that walk, the chain was on, the face was mean, and the howl was terrifying. If he hit you with anything solid, you were going to sleep. He knew it, and his opponents knew it. Once Rampage was brought to the UFC, he quickly made it known to fans as well the type of power they were dealing with when he destroyed the beloved Chuck Liddell within a round at UFC 71, ending his epic run as light heavyweight champion. Now, he had TKO'd Chuck in Pride 4 years earlier, but some fans in the States were unaware. They knew now, though. His opponents always knew, of course, most refusing to engage Rampage in boxing range. A great example of that being John Jones in their UFC 135 bout. The champion was not taking any chances with Jackson's power, at times almost running out of range. Even now, in his 40s, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone willing to trade with Jackson. They say power is the last thing to go in a fighter, so rest assured for as long as Jackson continues to fight, he will be intimidating his opponents. Number 8, Uberim. The heavyweight division has seen its fair share of absolute freaks, and there is no doubt the sheer size of some of them can be intimidating. It doesn't make any sense when an athlete is at the upper limit of 265 pounds and has abs, but these freaks do exist. Brock Lesnar is a great example of a fighter whose body just doesn't make any sense, but there was an even freakier someone who turned that body into a pile of rubble, and that someone was, of course, Alistair Overeem. But not just any version of Alistair Overeem, this was Uberim. Yes, from about 2007 to 2011, heavyweights trembled at the sight of Alistair Overeem, who had transformed his 6'4" frame into something that cannot be explained by science. Well, maybe science could explain it. Look, whether Reem was just eating a lot of horse meat at that time, or other factors were at play, I'm not here to speculate. What is certain of this era, though, was that Overeem was the freakiest of all freaks. Bob Sapp doesn't count. His early fights were mostly horrible size mismatches, and then he went on to lose anytime he was sneezed on. Overeem, on the other hand, dominated, going on an 11-fight tear, winning the Strikeforce heavyweight title, the Dream heavyweight title, and then coming over to the UFC and destroying Brock Lesnar. In those 11 fights, Overeem saw 10 finishes. There was nobody scarier during that era than Reem. He looked like he would go on to be unbeaten forever. But much like the Super Shredder pulling the dock down on himself in the Turtles movie, Overeem too defeated Uberim. Right before he was scheduled to fight Junior Dos Santos for the heavyweight title at UFC 146, Reem's TE ratio was more than double what was allowed, and we wouldn't see him in the cage again until 2013. By that time, Uberim was dead and gone, but for 4 years there was one heavyweight nobody wanted to face, and that was Alistair Overeem. Number 7, Rumble Johnson. There have been many versions of Anthony Rumble Johnson, and each new iteration seems to be scarier than the previous. He's like that Dragon Ball Z joke, we haven't even seen Rumble Johnson's final form. And while he was a fairly dynamic and devastating welterweight, yes, that's right, Johnson somehow made 170 pounds during his career, the most intimidating Rumble Johnson is without a doubt the light heavyweight version. Making his debut at 205 after being cut from the UFC, Johnson would win 10 fights in the division, only losing to champion Daniel Cormier after making his return to the organization. During that run, he would amass 9 KO TKO finishes, some of which were absolutely brutal. Poor Glover Teixeira. Even in his first loss to Daniel Cormier, his reputation as someone with power that doesn't even make sense was on display as a single punch sent champion Cormier flying through the air like a cartoon. There have been plenty of strikers at 205 that you didn't want to get hit by, but when it comes to raw, intimidating power, you would be hard-pressed to find anyone that tops Rumble Johnson in that division, possibly the entire sport. Now, we never saw the fight between Rumble and John Jones, but I would imagine it would have been much like the Rampage fight. Jones would know to steer clear of that kind of power, and for the unfortunate souls who were locked in the cage with Johnson, I'm sure even up to the moment he knocked them unconscious, the fear of that power was at the forefront of their mind. Number 6, Chris Cyborg. I once joked that I felt like I should call the police after watching one of Chris Cyborg's fights, and I think that says just about everything you need to know about what makes Cyborg so intimidating. Over the course of her 13-year-long unbeaten run, Chris Cyborg brutalized 21 opponents, and if you saw the final bell, you were one of the lucky few. Cyborg had 17 knockouts and 21 wins, with 11 of those stoppages coming in the first round. One of those wins was overturned due to a failed post-fight drug test, which honestly only added to her intimidation factor. Cyborg was quick and violent. She would turn it on as fast as she saw an opening and beat you until the ref didn't have a choice but to stop the fight or else end up on trial. Much like Mike Tyson's prime, the outcome of Chris Cyborg fights were almost a foredrawn conclusion. It felt like every time a fight with Cyborg was announced, we were sacrificing someone to an angry god so as not to incur their wrath. Cyborg has been a minus 3,000 favorite on several occasions in her career, if that gives you any idea as to what oddsmakers were thinking about her fights. She was simply unstoppable, and on top of that, she was brutally violent. There are very few in all of sports who will ever intimidate their opponents like Chris Cyborg. Number 5, Mirko Krokop. Right leg hospital, left leg cemetery. It's one of the all-time great lines in the history of the sport, and it's probably the most intimidating. If Mirko Krokop hit you with a head kick and it landed clean, you were going to sleep. We saw time and time again during his career.
No, bro, I'm always fucking lagging.
Those kicks were going to put you down. In his combined combat sports career, Krokop won via knockout 71 times. If that isn't enough to intimidate someone, I don't know what is. And as if Krokop's kickboxing prowess and general viciousness during a fight wasn't intimidating enough, he had a stoicism about him that was a bit unsettling, much like Fedor Emelianenko. But while Fedor's demeanor seemed otherworldly, Krokop at least seemed like a human being, albeit one that you imagine training in some cold, dark gym in the middle of nowhere, then going outside and kicking massive trees down with his NFL running back-sized legs. You got the sense that Krokop's stoicism derived from having seen and been through everything long before he stepped into the ring with his opponents. Listen to this call-out of Fedor before their bout in 2005.
I'm still standing, and I'm still waiting for the title fight. You are next.
Absolutely chilling. The Croatian heavyweight was an easy choice for our list. Number 4, Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero is a monster. Despite being 41 years old now, Romero looks like something straight out of a comic book. He very well might be the most athletic fighter in MMA history. Yoel looks like he could literally jump right out of the gym. His explosiveness and his physical abilities are just completely uncommon in a sport that's filled with world-class athletes. And on top of that, he's an Olympic silver medalist in wrestling. He has world-class endurance and vicious striking. Yoel is just the embodiment of intimidation.
Yo, what the fuck?
From about in 2010. That's not how physics is supposed to work. Let's not forget when he nearly decapitated Chris Weidman. Romero is like a force of nature, even in fights that he loses, like his 2 fights with middleweight champion Robert Whittaker. You get the sense that Whittaker may never be the same person again after 10 rounds with that man. People often cite his post-fight call-out of Michael Bisping as terrifying, but it's only because he is so terrifying in his fights. In any other context, that call-out was kind of funny.
I love you. See you soon.
But when you know that fighting Romero is like fighting Jason Voorhees, that silly threat will turn your blood cold. Yoel Romero is simply a movie monster come to life. You're not going to kill him, you're just going to survive the...
Cheesy, cheese and snack. Level up your
Ordeal. Number 3, Fedor Emelianenko. Cold is the word that probably best describes what made Fedor Emelianenko so intimidating. In a sport that is over the top with its pageantry, especially in Japan, where Emelianenko's legendary career would play out for the most part, Fedor was seen
where's the grinder?
from all that was going on around him. His walkouts would often include elaborate displays, and in a place like Saitama Super Arena that seats 36,000 people, a grand scale. But you would never know that based on Fedor's demeanor walking to the ring. You wouldn't even know that he was about to fight someone. He was just empty, cold, like he was completely unaffected by anything, that nothing could rattle him. And he fought that way. No amount of trouble ever seemed to get any sort of emotional rise out of Fedor, nor did any victory. His cold nature, along with the very little he ever spoke, made Fedor this mythological figure in the sport. It's like he wasn't even human, he was a machine that was terrifyingly efficient and quick in violence. His unbeaten run for nearly a decade only added to this intimidation. He couldn't be rattled, he couldn't be beat, and he seemingly didn't care. Fedor is the exact opposite of what makes most fighters intimidating, but that is what makes him so intimidating. Cold, mysterious, unstoppable. If those words don't strike fear to your heart, then you're simply lying. And Fedor was the embodiment of that fear in MMA for 10 years. Number 2, Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva is an anomaly. You would never know looking at him that he is one of the most feared fighters in history. He's a very pleasant guy. He's always joking around, smiling and laughing. He loves to dance. His voice is disarmingly high-pitched. Physically, he's really not the scariest looking guy you've ever seen. He just kind of looks like a guy who works out pretty regularly. If you had never seen him fight, the last word that would come to your mind is intimidation. But of course, we have all seen Anderson Silva fight, and we know exactly why he is so intimidating. Anderson Silva is simply better than you. He's better than you, and there's nothing you can do about it, and he's going to throw it in your face. Throughout Anderson's run as the greatest middleweight champion of all time, we witnessed countless moments of Anderson toying with other fighters. Anderson made most of his career look like he was playing on God mode. His opponents were doing everything they could, and none of it was affecting Silva. Never a cut, never any trouble. The only fight during that run that he was dominated, he won anyway in the final minutes with a triangle choke over Chael Sonnen at UFC 117. And then in the rematch after Chael was on top all of round 1, Silva came out in round 2 like a man on fire, and with an absolute viciousness that we had not seen before, absolutely destroyed Sonnen. Silva could go from clowning around and embarrassing his opponents to brutally knocking them out in spectacular fashion in seconds. And fighters felt it. They'd seen it before, and when they stepped into the cage with Anderson, they froze. Virtually no one looked good against Anderson Silva in his prime. He was going to embarrass you, he was going to destroy you, and he was going to make it look easy. If that's not intimidating, I don't know what is. Number 1, Vanderlei Silva. For fans of mixed martial arts,
You still could have greened that.
Rousey era, the idea that Vanderlei Silva is intimidating might almost seem silly. The usually jovial Brazilian hasn't won since those two big stars came to prominence, and the two fights Silva did have in Bellator were well past his prime. But for fans of the sport in the early 2000s, there was no more terrifying a force in mixed martial arts than that of the Axe Murderer. During his ungodly run in Pride FC, Silva was considered one of the greatest fighters in the world, and the nearly unstoppable nature of his run was only part of what made him intimidating. Silva's legendary pre-fight stare, eyes locked on his opponent like a predator, calm but at the same time ready to destroy what was in front of him, all while his hands eerily rolled back and forth, is pure nightmare fuel. I mean, tell me alone that that wouldn't scare the shit out of someone. But it wasn't just that. Anybody can look mean, but Vandy was mean. His style of fighting was brutal, with big heavy strikes he threw in blitzes. 80% of his 35 career wins came via a finish. Silva fought like a cornered animal, and he carried that demeanor when confronted before fights as well. In an era of the sport filled with intimidating characters, Silva made nearly all of them seem like teddy bears. His fighting style, the way he carried himself at events, Silva is the textbook definition of how to intimidate, and he is without question number 1 on our list. Thanks for watching. Please give us a like and subscribe. We've got 3 new videos or more for you. This Friday the 13th. A triumphant victory in an MMA bout is a pretty spectacular thing to witness. To see the genuine reaction of a fighter who put in all that hard work and was under all that pressure and still came out on top. Seeing their relief wash over them with that joy, the celebration with their team who sweat and bled with them preparing for this one night, it's such a feel-good moment. Unless it gets soured by a winner who decides to make things ugly. Today's list is all about winning fighters deciding to forego a classy and humble exchange with their opponents or getting in a few more licks against their bitter rival. I'm Tommy from MMA On Point, and these are the 10 most disrespectful
Give you what?
celebrations in MMA history. Number 10, John Jones versus Daniel Cormier. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but John Jones and Daniel Cormier don't like each other very much. In the lead up to their long-awaited first encounter at UFC 182, there was the infamous Hot Mike ESPN incident that really illustrated the dynamic between the two light heavyweight stars.
Oh, baby.
And of course, the press conference for Raw.
I need a couple seconds ago.
No, look what happened. No,
And so it was not too surprising that some disrespect occurred following the bout. Well, technically, the disrespect started before the bout even ended, with Jones having decisively won 4 rounds of 5. There was no illusions about who was getting their hand raised following the final horn. And in the waning seconds of the bout, as DC tried for a single leg, John threw his hands up in triumph to taunt his opponent. He basically just stopped fighting. That wasn't until Cormier disengaged, and the champ threw some last and second shots, which DC attempted to counter, nearly taking off poor Herb Dean's head after the fight had ended. In a last bit of animosity, JBJ reached back to the WWF Attitude Era to throw a cross-armed crotch chop in DC's direction. If you didn't grow up in the 90s, that meant suck it. A classy way to end a classy chapter in their feud. Number 9, PJ Penn versus Sean Scherf. It's one of the most iconic images in the sport's history, certainly the most in the career of PJ Penn, the licking of the blood off the gloves post-fight. He did it notably following bloody victories over Joe Stevenson and Diego Sanchez. But what's a baby J to do when they want to taste the blood of their fallen foe, but their gloves are relatively clean? Such was the dilemma facing the lightweight champion after he defeated Sean Scherf at UFC 84. There was no love lost between the two fighters. Penn famously declared Scherf dead post-vacant title victory over Stevenson at UFC 80. Sean Scherf! He felt that was held by Sean until he was stripped of great bail post-fight drug test. BJ would put Scherf away with an awesome flying knee and some punches on the ground for good measure. When the referee pulled Penn away, he decided to stay and chat a bit. Something out of the norm for his post-fight celebrations up to that point.
Yeah, somebody's in my stream. I don't know who it is.
Signature glove lick, but realized he was missing the main ingredient. No worries, Scherf is still on the ground being tended to by the medical team. I'll just run over there and swipe some blood off his forehead to lick up. All the accusations Penn made about Scherf using performance enhancers prior to the bout, maybe not the best time to ingest some of his bodily fluids. Number 8, Michael Venom Page versus Cyborg Santos. Is it more disrespectful to plan your celebration before you even have the fight? I called my mother yesterday and they said it won. It's one thing to decide in the moment you're going to do a flip off your opponent's unconscious body, but to be so sure of victory as to prepare your taunt beforehand, it just feels like a slap right in the face. But Michael Venom Page's whole game is kind of built on that disrespect. Whether he's as dismissive of his opponents as he appears to be during his fights, or if it's simply a way to get them off their game is anybody's guess. But his post-fight celebrations have definitely earned him a spot on our list. After defeating Dave Rickles at Bellator 200, MVP donned a massive infinity gauntlet to get his hand raised. Not sure what the message is there, considering you have to be wearing the gauntlet to harness the power of the gems, and he clearly was not during the fight. But okay, cool pop culture reference. And far more famously, after literally caving in Cyborg Santos' skull, in the second round of their bout at Bellator 158, Page put on a Pokemon trainer's cap and then rolled a Pokeball in the direction of Santos, who was being attended to by the medical staff before striking the victory pose. Now, did he know that he had crushed the guy's skull? No. But maybe that's why you don't roll Pokeballs at people you just violently need in the face.
No, it's risky, but it's my only hope. So I choose you.
Oh, I know that. I know
Number 7, Israel Adesanya versus Paulo Costa. Through a series of devastating leg kicks, Israel Adesanya completely shut down Paulo Costa at UFC 253 in arguably his greatest performance before finishing off what was believed to be his biggest test at the time, the nearly flawless victory TKO 4 minutes into the second round. That wasn't enough humiliation for Izzy, though. This was a heated rivalry. Tons of talk beforehand. So as Jason Herzog was pulling the champion away from his latest victory, he humped Costa a few times on the way up, rode him. Nothing completely demoralizing about that after the first loss of your professional career. Next, Stylebender would say something about wrapping his dick around his waist to use as a black belt, a reference to Costa presenting him with a white belt during weigh-ins, followed by some sick breakdancing. That wasn't the end of things, though. The champ approached Costa's coach, Eric Abahassin, and it's not clear what was said entirely, but after the captain can be heard telling Izzy, "We're still coming for your ass," Adesanya replies, as he does a gesture simulating such. Luckily, that was the last bit of disrespect. He even shook Paulo's hand before the decision was read. This entry's going to get our channel kicked off YouTube, isn't it? Number 6, Brock Lesnar versus Frank Mir 2. Brock Lesnar was truly thrown to the wolves when he entered the UFC in February of 2008. Yes, his background in collegiate wrestling was top tier, but he entered the promotion with just a single pro fight against a former champion in Frank Mir at UFC 81. Despite that massive disadvantage, Lesnar was dominating the majority of the 90-second bout, but his inexperience would cost him when Mir was able to secure a desperation knee bar and score the victory. A year and a half later, the perfect storm would form for the two to meet up again. Lesnar now the heavyweight champion, Mir holding interim gold. It was the main event of the biggest card in the promotion's history up to that point, UFC 100.
Henry.
If you know anything about Brock Lesnar, he's not a big fan of people in general, so the extra high profile of the event, in addition to Mir talking all kinds of shit for over a year between their bouts, had the Beast incarnate pretty fired up come fight night. Upon smashing Greg's face and making him look like a kid with a tree nut allergy that just ate a bag of almonds, Lesnar wasn't done. First you would ponder who's the fucking man, then Brock got back in a confused Mir's face to point at him and say, talk all the shit you want now, fucker. Lesnar then let the fans know they were number one, before explaining to Joe Rogan, Frank here, push shit on his ass! That's something, Joe. I beat him in the head with that! I don't think these two will be sending each other Christmas cards anytime soon. Number 5. Masvidal versus Ben Askren. Oftentimes after a particularly devastating knockout, fans are shown the humanity of fighters either through displays of respect or true concern by the victors. After all, this is a sport at the end of the day, and nobody wants anybody to get hurt. Except sometimes fighters don't seem to care at all if they may have done some serious harm. An early notable example would be after Tank Abbott KO John Matua in his debut at UFC 6. While his opponent lay in the fencing response position, that's when the arms stiffen up and jut out after a KO. Tank did a little mock fencing response of his own after telling Matua to get up. Yeah, he can't hear you, Slick, but with all due respect to Dave, Jorge Masvidal's mocking of Ben Askren following his record-setting all-time great and absolutely brutal flying knee KO at UFC 239 takes the disrespectful cake. After hammering in a few extra shots on the ground that Jorge later deemed super necessary, Game Red got in Ben's unconscious face, slapping the mat saying, talk that shit now. Again, they can't hear you guys. Masvidal wasn't done though. After some pretty standard post-fight celebrating, he then proceeded to mock stiffen up and flop like a fish onto the mat, mimicking his fallen foe. Calling him a bum in his post-fight interview was just the icing on the fucking cake Jorge served up that night. Number 4, Shinya Aoki versus Mizuno Hirota. Flipping the bird is a pretty regular part of the MMA world these days. Nick and Nate Diaz practically have their hands in that position at all times. And while their early shenanigans, like Nick flipping off a group of heckling fans following his victory over Cyborg Santos, was the talk of the town that night, since then that type of behavior would be but a footnote. Possibly the most bizarre usage of the bird, however, came from Shinya Aoki following a victory over Mizuno Hirota in a super fight at the Dynamite 2009 New Year's Eve show. He told MMA Junkie that some kind of outside force overtook him at the end of the fight. That force resulted in a nasty hammerlock that broke Hirota's arm, who in Aoki's defense should have tapped far before it ever got to that point. The break was obvious to everyone, but that didn't stop Shinya from giving his injured foe the finger right to his face. This was followed up by an airplane dance, some coming out of the crowd, and then sprinting out of the arena because, fuck it, he had to lose a coaching job at his gym and be publicly reprimanded for the incident, and he would apologize shortly thereafter, but a year later he said he didn't in any way regret his actions, which is probably why he basically did the same thing in 2014 after defeating Yuki Yamamoto with a shit twister before taunting the crowd, and then backpedaling out of the arena, middle fingers in the air.
What?
Diaz would be proud to have made a similar exit
Daddy
himself.
is there! I just heard him hear that. Tell that nigga to get off the phone. What was this? It was Nicholas watching you to lay back.
Babe.
Sharon said give her the whole box.
Sometimes she gets more than one.
Okay, shot. Drink. Sit down. Drink. Stand up. Drink. Okay, shot.
5 or 6 pills on my life.
Drink.
Babe,
The mommy.
do you want me to use one whole capsule? Do you want me to use one whole capsule?
Yeah. Watch this. Hey, mommy. Do it. Do it. Yeah, do it. You'll never come back? Do it together.
Can I have a snack? Move! Bye, James.
Just don't fuck with me.
Okay. And Ayla, I'm just gonna sit in here, okay?
No.
Go sit back here. Bye.
No.
Bye.
No.
Kids are back there.
Fast not allowed back there. She will follow you.
The kittens are not back here.
Let's go.
I don't see them.
Still.
Still.
No. Wait, they can walk around now?
Get.
Yeah,
Go.
they've been walking around.
Go.
Where's the
Come on,
light
Serenity.
thing?
Move. Move.
Where's the white frisbee tree?
Damn, man.
There's probably no more. If you don't see none, then there's no more, obviously.
Hey, look, Fat, no.
Ew, Professor's gonna go in the cat's little hole. Right. Fat.
Go, now.
Get your ass over there.
Obviously,
Move.
What are you doing, girl?
Move! Fucking move! You're not going over there!
Oh my. Trying to go in the cat.
Ayla, I'm about to throw your daughter by her fucking head.
Just stepped on that.
Play the game now? You know you don't know how to play that.
Henry, where you at?
Tell me
I'm
stop.
out the door.
You just do.
I don't want to hit 93%. I need like,
No, man, I want you. No, yeah. Now what you gonna do?
if I do good, I was like, I do good. Should be able to hit.
Should be able to hit 40%.
I'm probably going to wrap up on
Let's go. She can't come back there.
Hey, look. Am I allowed to have Tommy's or is they yours?
Well, I think one of them. There's a baby. Yeah, I saw one. I like that one. I like them all.
Titi, just ask Ayla just in case.
Can I pick her up?
Well, yeah.
Titi, bring the gray one.
Don't give it to the baby.
No, they don't. They don't. They don't.
Because she'll try to hurt them. Not knowingly.
Nah, she know what the fuck she be doing.
She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she does it on purpose because she's an asshole.
Like that.
We taught her how to pick them up. She just does it her way because she wants to.
Yeah, I had it yellow in here earlier because she
Hey,
wanted
see you
to
like
this. Look, guys.
Hey, see you taste kittens?
No, only one. They're only getting one. And the dog don't bother them, evidently. No, look, I spoke to you. There, leave that baby alone. Leave that baby alone.
I was blind.
Did you get the other kid? See, look. Hi. See, let's go over next. Damn, Ella. But that you just did that.
Let go of my neck. Let go of my neck.
She's all fucked up, kid.
Let go of my neck. Don't kill me.
What?
Hey. Hey. Help me. Help me. Anybody. That girl's choking me.
Her? You?
She like,
And you couldn't get a baby's pants off her.
clean.
What is that?
Hot. It's supposed to be looking like that.
What is it?
It's not hot at all. I'm not.
Don't go like that. I'm here. It's more tart. Is it hot? I like hot stuff.
I like,
Not hot.
I think you took it $600 away from me. Yeah, why did you $600 away from me?
Yeah.
It keeps taking $600 away from me. No, she jumped off me. I don't think that's a girl. I got that una-na-na. Hey, what was a una-na-na? Girl, get off my butt. Have another soda? Ow! A what? A&W. A&W, root beer. Nothing child. Oh, somebody's tired. Hey,
Watch the baby. Stop twerking.
Hey, was somebody tired?
Yes, you were.
Go get mommy.
I watched Jerry Springer.
Go wake up mommy.
I know twerking. I watched Jerry Springer.
Oh, you watch it?
I watched Jerry Springer. Yeah. Did they do all that? Yeah, all that.
They be shaking their butts on the poles. They be like, we're strippers, you know, and they be like, ow, clapping their hands or whatever.
Yeah.
The audience.
Yeah.
And then they be going on the poles and
They
drinking,
be on
twerking
that
at the audience.
On the pole and all.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
Why? Go get it.
you tired.
I'm a teenager.
Oh, you're high. You got like dying slots.
I'm the teenager here.
High.
He's a teenager. I'm not.
Turn it right here.
13.
She came right here to sleep.
True.
That's when she said she's tired.
Hello, Abel.
Go to game chat.
She did her. You know.
What? You want to smoke with him?
No, because you ain't.
He smoked with my cousin Ariana before.
Well, when?
When he was over at Beanie's.
No, I did not.
She knows, Mommy knows, and Beanie knows, Ariana knows.
You better dumb.
No, I don't.
Nicholas.
I don't. Who told you that?
Beanie and Ariana.
Well, that's
Oh shit, you circle. My bad.
And Beanie don't even remember. And Beanie doesn't even know. I didn't even smoke or nothing. And she was actually drunk when she said that. Right. You drink.
No way.
Sat there and lied and said that I drink.
People run their mouth when
I'm
they're
making
drinking,
fucking
you know what I
contested
mean?
green,
It ain't true.
but man, uncontested fucking white.
I
Like,
believe
come the
that 'cause
fuck
I
on.
never seen you get high.
Ow!
Bet you watch these niggas hit whites all they fucking
That's
want.
right.
Oh
Say I'm sorry. Say sorry.
no,
Okay.
no, no! What are you doing? Why did you do that? That man has a family. Oh my god!
No.
Oh, he's snoring straight for it. Right, I'm here. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. Center with the screen. Oh, let me back this way. Sight. Hit in the center.
She's like in the zone.
And it's our ball.
Uh-oh. I got one of them too. That's called a beer belly.
Right.
Look.
Oh, I was ready to say, there's no way that was a charge. I'm in a illegal screen. Oh yeah, Henry. Yeah, Henry, you suck.
Look.
That's just 3 for what?
Are you in your underwear?
No. Short.
That right there was underwear.
I'm home. So I'm covered. What? What's your fact?
My bad. I wanted to throw it to the corner. I ain't want to take that. I wanted to give you your assist, big man.
I don't care.
But I didn't want them to block that
I'm
shit.
home. I'm comfortable. Yeah.
Everything else is a day, huh?
Everything else is a day. Uh-oh.
That's gay.
No. Give us that back.
Yours sounds like a basketball hitting a floor.
No matter.
Sounds savage.
I wonder when it be
Like a
something.
basketball.
If somebody hits yours that hard, it sound like yourself.
Yo, what the fuck? You jumping, dick eating hoe.
Wet.
Uh-oh. 2K.
Look at you, got number 44 and you're still ugly. You dumbass.
Come here, so guys. Ice cream.
But I know you went to yourself.
Come here for a minute. Just check by the
I
way.
know you went to yourself.
Oh my god, that's so Come here, fat.
Hey, love.
Big stop. What?
I turned on wind. Wait.
Get up, baby.
Shit.
Get up just for 1 minute.
Bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done.
I just want to change her and then.
Oh, is she pee?
As many steals that
Oh my god.
yeah, big man, y'all about to start killing that paint, cause I'm about to start passing to y'all.
I don't know where the diapers are.
I'm done. There's no fucking way that I should be getting, should be missing. Period.
Come on, Stu, you gotta move, baby. Don't watch me, Ayla. I'm not playing.
Shit, your circle. What the fuck, 2K?
And she did that, she did too. Yeah. Sorry, thank you.
Good lay.
I didn't touch you, Tommy. Don't fight.
Watch Red Bush.
No. Oh my god. Ella. Open now. No, don't be laughing so.
There's white motherfucker. Oh my god.
No.
You're gonna make everybody fall.
This is why I hate rec. I like playing it for the rec. It's just I hate the shooting. The shooting ain't the same as park. The shooting is so fucking delayed. That's why they close out so quickly.
I'm just sitting here.
And that phony shit,
Why does it smell like
you got takeover. Like what is that, 2K? Cross.
Why does it smell like fire? Oh.
Oh, you're crabbed. I'm about to get on my big man.
I'm just sitting here.
I'm not doing it. I'm not even eating. It's you.
Whoever's on the edge is doing it.
Get out.
Stop, y'all gonna break that thing.
That was, you knew it was.
I was just sitting there, literally.
You knew it was. Here, but.
Did you see that, Henry?
So I'll let her.
Oh!
Stuff off.
Hey, look. Make donuts. Don't miss your car. Oh, you gotta go. You got the couch on you.
That's a steal.
Wait a minute. Stuff off. Go on.
Wait, didn't she hear some voice?
I know, right, bro? Like, that shit is gay right here, Jeezy. No? You're not gonna... No, okay.
She's naked.
Here, somebody.
Why you want to do that? She's naked.
Come here.
I ain't posting.
Oh, ow, your head hit mine.
I
No.
What the?
No, that's an LL. What? Come on. Sit back.
Alright, y'all getting too buggy.
Look. You're gonna end up breaking.
Don't worry about it. That's what we got him for.
Break it from one. Okay, get up. Get up.
Sit back.
Get up.
I'm stopping my stream.